Now, if you'll join me in the pledge to the flag, pledge of allegiance. And now for the four-way test. Number 1, second, third, and fourth.
We certainly hope so.
We good? Okay, is that better? Okay, so our only visiting Rotarian guest that we have today, other than our speaker, is our Assistant District Governor, Mark Tumblin, who's with the Franklin Noon Club. So welcome, Mark. And Happy Bucks today. Alan, okay.
Laid on me, and he cost me $25 to sign him up. And he's really, everybody knows him. It's David Whitaker. David. Okay, thanks.
Sherry Koss is going to lead us in Happy Bucks.
This what I use.
Yeah.
And
push it up. What?
Push up.
Push. Like that.
And don't trip on that road.
And don't trip on the road. Okay, well, I'm happy because we just got approved to be able to use the pavilion at Granny White for the first responders. Woo-hoo! So because of the construction of the playground, so they gave us a green light for that. So I'm happy about that. Who else? Me. Who's me?
All right, I'm happy because our golf tournament is coming up, and I know our club loves to volunteer. So if you want to volunteer and come hang out at the golf tournament that day and have lots of fun, please contact me and I'll get you signed up. Thanks.
Hi. Last night, my wife and I celebrated our 59th wedding anniversary.
Congratulations.
Well, my wife Nan and I just celebrated 59 years also.
Okay, who else? Next. Who am I missing? Hello, going once. Oh, we got one.
I'm happy because we are moving, not out of the state, just out to Temple Hills. We're going to get bought a house that has a half acre. When you've got 4 border collies, a quarter acre is not very good. So we're pretty happy to be doing that.
I'm happy because, not because I won't get to see you guys next week. Of course, I hate missing a meeting, but I will be at the Toastmasters International Conference here in Nashville, and I'm thrilled to death about that opportunity. Also looking forward to working with more of our Rotarians and hopefully getting them more involved in that. Thank you.
Anybody else? One, going twice, 1, 3 times. Okay, we're done.
We're not done being happy. We're just done giving up on our bucks right now.
Does he need the money? I mean, like right this second? He's not even.
We'll get it to him. Okay. So we do have a few announcements, and we'll start with Chief Goss. I did. Yes, I have been a waitress. True.
This year's Battle of the Badges blood drive, I want to announce that it is on Wednesday, August 17th and Thursday, August 18th at the Brentwood Library meeting room where it normally is. This is in honor of Deputy Chandler Rowe, who was shot while in pursuit of a suspect in February. Fortunately, he has recovered and he's back to duty. So it's not a memorial blood drive, but the 16th and the 17th. And of course, all of you want to give in the name of the fire. Since I don't think there's a cop here today.
Thank you, Chief Goss. Larry Kane, you're up to talk about golf.
I forgot to put my signs up. You've seen them before. We're in pretty good shape. We're at 85% of our goal. The golf tournament is 2 weeks from Monday. We have to have the signs made up for our sponsors starting the week before. So you've basically got about 10 days to go out and get all those sponsors that you haven't called yet. So keep that in mind. Let's have a great last 10 days. We've done really well these last couple of weeks, but we're at 85%. We've got a little bit further to go. I'll do this positively. 79% of our members have contributed with sales. Thank you very much, you 79%. In the last week, our honor roll included Mark McFerrin, new member Laura Trout, Jim Ryan, the Johnson brothers, Norris and George, both had sales. Mr. King, Mark King, had 2 sales last week. And of course, Mr. Tanksley, Jared, only had 7 last week. And he's just starting. So thank you to all you guys who came in last week. I've had a lot of conversations with people who've told me they got things working. So get those workings closed so we can get that money in. The tournament's ready to go. The golf tournament's set. We can have the tournament tomorrow if we want to. But the point of the tournament, again, as you all know, is to raise money for our foundation. So please use these next 10 days to the best of your ability. I'm going to give you one quick story of things that I preach about, or lecture, excuse me, that I lecture about. Started last March doing this. We had a sponsor the other day who a member called, and he wanted to get the same membership he had last year, same sponsorship he had last year, which was a $750 host sponsor, our premium host sponsor. Well, guess what? We sold out of those like 3 months ago. So he didn't get to buy the sponsorship that he was going to buy. So he bought a $350 host sponsor. And as I told the member when he called me, I said, I told you to call him early. So for next year, I'm thinking we got to get started early because we're losing money when people want to buy something, they can't get it because we've already sold out of them. So a lot of opportunities still out there. I will not be here next week, so y'all don't have to listen to me. But so this is my last shot. So 10 days, let's get it together and get it done. If you have any questions, if you need any help, call me, please, or call your team captain.
That's what we're selling.
We're selling whole sponsorships. And I wish I could, I'll show y'all when we do our wrap up, the flyer that Mr. Tanksley made personally to give out to his potential sponsor. It's awesome. He made a color flyer that has his name and it's got golf picture, talks about the whole sponsor. It's awesome. So I'm going to get that and show it to you. Something we may include for everybody next year. But anyway, thank you all very much. I will be here the Friday before the tournament and we'll be ready to roll at that time. I'll give you a great report. Thank you.
Okay, couple other quick things. You received the invitation for the club social. Please don't forget to RSVP. Reminder to board members to stay after school today, please. And then wanted to share that we got very nice thank you notes from some of the organizations to which we have contributed. I'm not going to read all those, but one is for the Hope Clinic for Women, one is to 50 Forward, and one is to Saddle Up, or from Saddle Up. There is one note that I do want to read because this is from Dottie Fiddler, obviously the wife of our beloved member, Robert Fiddler. And so the note says, Dear Rotary, how do I thank so many of you who were so special to Robert and me? Not only did you bring him great joy, you also lifted him up with love, prayer, and honors as he lived out his life and met his struggles. We cared passionately for Rotary's values, which are such a part of each of you. Thank you for loving him in return and for being one of the highlights of his life. He truly cared very deeply for each of you. Thank you for the beautiful plant and for your attendance at his funeral. Both mean so much to our family. With love, Dottie. Ugh. Made it through that. Other than that, I've got a sign up sheet on the head table here from our friends at the Franklin Morning Club. They were here last week and told us about their field day fundraiser for an inclusive playground in Franklin. So if you would like to put together a team, feel free to come to this table and sign up. And with that, I have the pleasure of introducing our speaker this week. So our speaker is our district governor, Eddie Allred. After working in the insurance profession for over 35 years, Eddie retired in April of 2019. He's also a licensed auctioneer and real estate agent. Eddie and his wife Stephanie married in July of 1977 and live on their family farm in Culleoka. They have 2 sons and 4 grandchildren. Eddie is a deacon at his church, served as president of the Columbia National Little League, president of the Central High School Band Boosters, and president of the Culleoka Community for Performing Arts. He also coached baseball for almost 40 years and was named a Tennessee Colonel in September of 2018. He enjoys woodworking, photography, and travel. Eddie and Stephanie have visited all 50 states, and I think you said this is your 30th club visit. This is number 30. So we are the 30th Rotary Club that they visited together, except for the one that she skipped because she prioritized her grandchildren. So there you go. What do you do? He does enjoy spending time with those grandchildren, Lily, Warner, Knox, and Caroline. Eddie joined Columbia Breakfast Rotary in September of 2010. He's a multi-level Paul Harris Fellow, a Paul Harris Society member, and a Polio Plus Society member. His wife Stephanie is also a Paul Harris Fellow, and they are Bequest Society members, as well as major donors. Eddie served on the Breakfast Rotary Board of Directors in the 2011 to 2014 years, served as president of his club from 2014 to 15. His club elected him Rotarian of the Year in 2015. Sounds like he's a real slacker in Rotary. Eddie is the chairman of the Community Fund Board for his club. He is an RLI graduate and completed the 6760 grad school. Eddie served as an RLI facilitator and PETS facilitator. He attended the Zone 30 Emerging Leaders in 2017. He served as assistant governor from 2016 to 18 and assistant governor coordinator from 2018 to 2020. He's part of the visioning team, and he was a table captain for the 2020 $1 million dinner for District 6760. And in September of 2019, he was elected to serve as our district governor for this year. So please help me welcome our district governor, Eddie Allred.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That person sounds very interesting. Boy, are y'all going to be disappointed. I've got to get something off my chest first thing, okay? As a member of the Columbia Breakfast Rotary Club, I don't like the Brentwood Rotary Club. Because we look at reports, and you can't imagine how many times we've been in the top 3 in per capita giving just to have the Brentwood Club knock us out or knock us down from first to second, or maybe knock us out completely. But as your district governor, let me tell you how much I love the Brentwood Rotary Club. And thank you all for what you do and your support in the foundation and your generosity. I want to say something about my wife, Stephanie. We are about as boring a couple as you'll find, okay? We've been married to the same people 45 years. We've lived in the same house for 43 of those 45 years. She just retired from her job at Murray Regional Hospital. Y'all want to guess how long she was there? 45 years. Now, how much more boring can it get? Let me ask you a question. How many of you were excited when you woke up this morning and went, well, let me just stop there. How many were excited when you woke up this morning? Yeah, let me tell you, the older I get, the more exciting that becomes. But how many of you were excited when you woke up and realized it was Rotary Day? I love coming to Rotary. I'm enjoying all of these clubs, and no two of them are the same, but I love coming to Rotary. How many of you were even more excited when you remembered the district governor was coming to speak? Have you read my speech? Number one, is it the truth? Let me tell you something. When I was a new Rotarian, and Dick Bowers, I apologize for saying this. When I was a new Rotarian, I didn't like it when the district governor came to speak. I didn't. Because see, I thought the district governor was coming in to criticize my club. And I honestly believe I have the best club in the district. I really do. And I hope you believe the same thing about your club. If you don't, I want you to ask yourself two questions. First of all, why isn't your club the best? And secondly, what are you doing to make it the best? But I believe my club is the best anywhere. We didn't need the district governor coming in telling us what we're doing wrong, what we needed to start doing, how we needed to change, what we needed to do. Then I became president of my club. And I went to pets, and someone pointed to a man over next to the desk over there and said, "That's your district governor." I said, "Well, I need to meet this guy." So I went over and introduced myself, and he introduced himself. How many of you know Kim? Everybody. I've yet to go to a club that people don't know Kim. Kim was my district governor. So we introduced ourselves, and I'm standing there talking, and I'm going to be honest with you. The first thing that went through my mind is, this ain't going to work. He don't talk like we do. I couldn't understand anything the man said. I said, how is he going to be my district governor? Let me tell you something. I could not have been more wrong. Kim was a phenomenal district governor. Anytime I called him to help, he was there. Anytime I invited him to make a presentation, he was there. Anytime I needed help, he was there. I only hope that I can be as supportive and as helpful to our presidents this year as Kim was to me. Several years ago, I said something to the past district governors I was with. Dick Bowers could have been there. But I said, you know, it looks to me like the past district governor job is the best job in the district to have. And they agreed. They said it is. I said, well, that's the job I want. They said, well, in order to get that job, you've got to do this first. Well, folks, I'm in week 2 of serving as district governor. And let me tell you, there's several things they didn't tell me on that day, but I'm learning them every day, and hopefully I'll survive. But honestly, I am truly humbled to be standing before you this morning or this afternoon, because I realize that out of our district, there are over 3,200 Rotarians, and out of 3,200, I was chosen to serve in this capacity. And I thank you for allowing me to do that. July 1 of this year began a very historic year for Rotary and Rotarians around the world. Anybody know what that was? We elected for the first time in 117-year history a female Rotary International president. This is the point in my remarks that all the ladies applaud. Okay, ladies, it only took us 117 years. Stephanie tells me if she don't tell me something 4 or 5 times that it really doesn't count. Jennifer Jones is our Rotary International president. And let me tell you something about Jennifer. She is dynamic. She's a great speaker. She's a great communicator. She has wonderful ideas. She's very personable. I met Jennifer at Pets back in February, March. There were 6 district governors elect at the time, sitting at a table, and we were told we had about 15 minutes to meet with her. She walked in and she hugged every one of us around the table. She sat down and talked for over an hour. She's very personable. And I promise you, Jennifer Jones was not chosen as our Rotary International president because she was female. She was chosen because she was the best person for the job. One thing she said recently in Houston at our international convention, someone asked her how she felt about becoming the first lady president in her coming year. And she said, I'm excited and mildly terrified. Well, let me tell you, As I stand here today and look out at all of these Rotarians with a past district governor sitting here, Susie Lindsay sitting here, I'm a little bit terrified myself. So I understand how she feels. Thank you. Usually that meant go to the next point. Okay. Usually the Rotary International president, well, every year up until this year, the Rotary International president has chosen a theme blazer for every district governor around the world. What color was yours?
Ugly gray.
Ugly gray. Jennifer Jones told us in January there would be no theme jacket this year. Every other district governor around the world before me got a coat. Oh, did you? No, they didn't. I didn't understand that. But anyway, Jennifer said there will be theme colors. There will be purple, white, and green. Well, I didn't think I could pull off a purple coat. Didn't think I could pull off a white one. So I opted for the green. No, I didn't win the Masters. I'm just trying to take care of the theme colors. Okay. Do you know how hard it is to find a green, a hunter green or a forest green coat in a short and fat? I mean, they don't make them. I've ordered them online. I've looked everywhere. Stephanie and I were at Muscle Shoals at the district conference. We were walking down the sidewalk in Florence, Alabama, and we passed by a men's store. And I just casually said, wonder if they've got a green jacket. Well, she immediately stopped and wanted to go in. I was going after ice cream, so I wanted to wait a little later. But we went in. I told the gentleman what I wanted. He reached up on the rack, and there it was. That simple. Now, the funny part of this story is I was talking to the Rotary Club in Pulaski about a week and a half ago. They meet at noon. I live about 20 miles from there. I went home, sat down in my recliner, going to take my afternoon nap, and UPS pulls up. Guess what they had? A green jacket that I ordered back in January that had been canceled, refunded. And I honestly don't know if I paid for that thing or not, but I got it. Jennifer Jones. Jennifer Jones chose as her theme for this year, Imagine Rotary. Now, I first heard about this in January when I was supposed to have been at the International Assembly, but I didn't get to go because of COVID. So I learned about it by Zoom. And let me tell you, I much prefer meeting with you in person than on Zoom. Zoom has helped a lot of clubs stay together. I realize that, and I'm thankful for that, but I prefer meeting in person. So anyway, Jennifer Jones said this. She said 50 years ago, an anthem was recorded that included this line. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Now, as I look out on the crowd, I know some of you are my age or close to it. So you can almost hear John Lennon singing that song, can't you? Jennifer went on to say, I hear that lyric as a call to action. We all have dreams, but acting on them is a choice. And when organizations like ours dream big things like ending polio and creating peace, it becomes our responsibility to make these dreams a reality. Imagine a world that deserves our best, where we get up each morning knowing that we can make a difference. Because you see, we imagine tomorrow. We don't imagine yesterday. Let me repeat that. We don't imagine yesterday. We imagine tomorrow. Imagine a world without polio. Imagine a world with clean water for everyone. Imagine a world free of disease, a world where every child learns to read. Imagine kindness and hope and love and peace. She said, and that, my dear friends, is why our theme is Imagine Rotary. Because you see, Rotary does all of these things. She went on to challenge each one of us to think about the number of minutes that we're given. See, we're all given the same number of minutes in an hour, the same number of minutes in a day, in a week, in a month, or even a year. But how we choose to use our minutes is entirely up to us. And I challenge each of us to use our minutes doing good in our world and in our communities as Rotarians. So I want to take a few minutes and talk about Imagine Rotary or Imagine No Rotary. Have you ever thought about how many people you've met because of Rotary? I would have never met Dick Bowers, Susie Lindsay. I would have never met them had it not been for Rotary. Mark Tumblin, I would have never met. I would have never met any of you. I would have never met Kim if it hadn't been for Rotary. I have friends across our district because of Rotary. I have friends across the zone, even on an international level. Stephanie and I, like I said, just got back from Houston at the International Convention. We were walking through the House of Friendship, and there was a booth there, and it had to do with the refurbishing of the Paul Harris House in Chicago. And I get to talking to this gentleman, and I said, you know, I want to go back to Chicago. I've been a couple of times, but I want to go back because I want to see Rotary International headquarters, and I want to go to Wrigley Field. I want to go to Wrigley Field. See, I'm a baseball person. Jane said I coached baseball for about 40 years. Anybody familiar with American Legion baseball? Anybody heard of that? In 2007, the team that I helped coach won the American Legion World Series in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Now, thank you. Now, let me tell you, that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. It's just something I'm proud of. So I wanted to share. My preacher calls that lagniappe. He said it's useless information, but it didn't cost you anything, okay? But I want to go to Wrigley Field. So I'm talking to this guy about that, and he says, this is your lucky day. He said, I have 4 tickets. I have season tickets, 4 seats, and I never use them. They're yours. All you got to do is come get them. I said, you better be careful what you offer. He said, I'm serious. I said, me too. Now, I'm probably not going to go this year because I'm probably going to still be visiting clubs through the World Series, okay? But I plan to go next year, and I plan to use his tickets. I have his card on my desk at my house, and I cannot tell you what the man's name is to save my life. But on the back of that card, I wrote Cubs tickets, so I wouldn't forget who he was, okay? Have you ever thought about how many lives you have touched as a club? How many lives has your club touched in the service projects that you do in this community? Have you ever had anybody ask you, what is Rotary? Anybody ever ask you that? Let me tell you, if they haven't, you will. If you wear this lapel, this logo on your lapel, or if you wear the logo on your shirt or on your cap, somebody will ask you, what is Rotary? Be prepared to tell them. Each club does different things, and your club certainly has made an impact on this community, and I want to thank you for that. But I believe each club also develops their own culture, okay? And I believe it's your responsibility to explain this culture to new members. There are 5 things that I want to mention that I think have to do with membership retention and leadership continuity. First of all, I think you need to create a culture of expectation. When you have new members come in, let them know what's expected. When I became a Rotarian, I was invited to a fundraiser that the Columbia Breakfast Club had. It was a dinner out in a field, an open field. They had tables set up, tablecloths. It was nice, had a nice meal, had a band playing, wine. It was fun. I had fun. So I said, you know, these people are really fun people. I want to be a part of that. So I joined. About 2 weeks later, they gave me a bill for dues. And I said, what is this? Nobody told me I had to pay dues. Nobody told me anything about Rotary. I paid my dues, by the way, okay? And I'm still paying them. But I didn't know anything about Rotary, but I joined. So create a culture of expectation. Let your new members know what's expected of them. Let them know that you expect them to be a part of your fundraisers. You expect them to be a part of your service projects. You expect them to attend meetings. You expect them to serve on the board someday, maybe serve as president of the club someday. Let them know what's expected. Let them know what they can expect from you. Let them know that you will be encouraging to them. Be encouraging to your president. Be encouraging to your board members. And be excited. Anybody know what I mean when I say a naysayer? You know, when I say that, I have people's faces come to mind. I can see their faces. Jane, you don't want to be president of this club. It takes up too much time. It does. I promise you it does. But let me tell you, it's worth it. Being president of my club was my most fun year so far. I'm having a lot of fun this year, but so far it was my most fun year. It does take up a lot of time, but it's worth it. But don't expect Jane to do it on her own. Be encouraging to her and be excited for her. Jane, delegate. Get people to help you. Be available to help. Be available to help Jane. Be available to help your board members. Be available for your new members and let them know that you're going to be there for them. And lastly, make it fun. I promise you, if the community that you're working in sees you having fun, they'll want to join, just like I did at Columbia. I had fun and I wanted to be a part of it. Jennifer Jones also mentioned polio. And you know as well as I do, when Rotarians get together, we're going to talk about polio. The eradication of polio has been our initiative for many years, and we truly are about that close. About 3 weeks ago, we knew of 2 cases in Afghanistan and Pakistan. Last week, or shortly, maybe a little over a week ago, we found out there were 13 cases in Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Mozambique. And then we heard of a case in New York. Now, folks, that's just too close to home. The problem with Afghanistan and Pakistan is the government and their propaganda are saying that we're sterilizing their children. They think we're trying to annihilate the race, and that's just not true. Another problem is they're nomads. They're constantly moving. And we got Rotarians over there chasing them to give them these drops. I've asked Michael Babb to send me an email explaining what happened in New York. I'm not a doctor. I don't understand all of that, but I've got the email. I just hadn't had a chance to look at it. But as soon as I do, I'm going to send it to the presidents and to the assistant governors, and they can relay it on to you, okay? But New York is just too close to home. At my induction ceremony, I introduced a new program for our district. It's called the End Polio Now Society. If you will pledge just $100 per year from now until this disease is eradicated from the face of the earth, you will become a member of the End Polio Now Society. And yeah, you get a nice little lapel pin. It's pretty. It really is. But more importantly, you know you're becoming a part of the people who are dedicated to ending this deadly disease. Imagine if 100% of our district became an End Polio Now Society. And I have those pins available. If anybody wants to do it, see me before I leave today. Another topic of conversation among Rotarians is the foundation. And I know I'm preaching to the choir here because y'all do support the foundation. And as I said earlier, I really do appreciate what you do. But do you realize how many levels of recognition there are in the foundation? Everybody knows that if you donate $1,000, you become a Paul Harris Fellow, right? Second $1,000 of Paul Harris plus 2, and then a 3, 4, on up to 8. And then you become a major donor. And there are different levels of major donor as well. Now, if you'll pledge to donate $1,000 a year, $1,000 annually, you become a Paul Harris Society member. $1,000 sounds like a lot of money, doesn't it? That's the same $1,000 as it was in 1957 when the first Paul Harris Fellow was awarded. $1,000 then is a lot different from $1,000 now. Stephanie doesn't give me that kind of allowance, okay? But if you break it down, it's only $83 and change. I have it put on her credit card and she pays it and doesn't ever see it. So if you break it down a little further, now this is the part I want you to listen to. If you break it down a little further, it comes to $2.74 a day. I challenge anybody in here to go out and buy a soft drink and a candy bar for less than $2.74. We have been traveling for 6 weeks and visited 30 clubs. I've bought several soft drinks and candy bars, and I have spent way over $2.74. Now, which do you think would do the most good? Again, your club supports both of these initiatives, and I can't thank you enough. But imagine if every member of our district became a Paul Harris Society member. How much money would go into the foundation and then come back to these clubs in the way of grants? Imagine if every member of our district just became an every Rotarian every year. If they just donated $100 a year to the foundation. Imagine the things that could be accomplished in our communities, in our nation, and in our world. So in closing, let me leave you with these words. Create a culture of expectation. Be encouraging. Be excited. Be available. Have fun. And imagine Rotary. Thank you.
before we do the book that we typically do at the end of our club meetings, we've got a special treat. We have a few items here. And as you heard Eddie say, he is an auctioneer. And so we're going to auction off a few items that will go to our foundation. So encore.
What have we got first?
First, we've got a couple of hats with the Rotary logo.
Hats with Rotary logo. How about that? And it's the only two we've got today. So they're kind of rare. Okay. Hey, all right. Open the gate and let them walk on, boys. How much on the hats? How about you? Are we selling both of them together?
Yes.
Both of them together.
No.
Okay, that's what I like, a decisive president. We're gonna sell one hat and you get your pick. They're identical, but we don't care. You're gonna get your pick, okay? If you want both of them, you can have both of them 2 times your money. One hat, how much? $10 bill. Hey, you bit of 15. 15 now, y'all he can be 15. You want to be 20. 20, now 5. $25 bill would be 25. 25 and it would be 25, now 30. $30 bill would be 30. $30. $30 bill would be 30 and where it'll be 30. $30 bill would be 30 and where it'll be 30. $30. $30 bill would be 30 and where it'll be 30. Give me $30 bill would be 30 one time would be 30. All through, all done. $30 bill would be 30. I'm 25 here now 30. Anybody be 30? Anybody be 30? Sold them $25. You want 1 or 2? 1. She wants 1. You want to pick out which one you want or just want to throw you one? Whichever one she gives you. All right, we're going to sell the other one. How much? 25? 25, 30, 25, $30, 30 now 5, $35 bill to 35, $35 bill to 30, 35 now 40. This is the last one we've got. 35, 40, $40 bill. Hey, bid 40. $40 bill would have been 40. $40 bill one time would have been 40. I'm 35 here now 40. $40 bill one time would have been 40 and where it'll be 40. If anybody be $40 bill would have been 40. He's afraid he's gonna get stuck with it. $40. $40 bill would have been 40 and where it'll be 40. All through, all done. $40 bill would have been 40 and where it'll be 40. Anybody be 40? 40? 40. Now, thank you, ma'am. 40 now 5. $45 bill would be 45. 45, 50. $50 bill. 50 to 50 now 5. $55 bill would be 55. 60. $60 bill. $60 bill. I believe it would. You can't buy nothing shaking your head this way. $60. $60 bill. Hey, if it's 60. $60 one time would have been 60. 55 here now 60. Anybody be 60? $60 bill would have been 60 and where it'll be 60. Anybody be 60? 60? Sold them $55.
Hi, hear me? All right. This is a disc golf bag with a disc and some other sundry items from the Music City Disc Golf Club that my son's chief financial officer of. They're a nonprofit. They put on tournaments around town and try to get city parks to build disc golf courses. So he donated that. Value is roughly 150, he tells me.
Got a disc golf set.
I don't know. I haven't opened it. I know it's got the bag that carries discs and it's got a disc and I don't know what else is in there. Probably
What was
that might
the
be a
question?
cup or something.
What was the question? What all do you want to be in the bag? Selling disc golf ball. How much? $200. Hey, bit of 2. $200 bill one time, it'll be 2. $200 bill. Hey, bit of 200. Give me $200 bill. Somebody give me 100 and let's go. $100 bill. One time it'll be 100. $100 bill. Give me $100 bill. One time it'll be 100. 100. Give me $100. 50 then. $50 bill. $50. $50 one time it'll be 50. Boy, as generous as y'all are on the foundation, you got to open up your wallets now. $50. 50. I got him 50. You want to be 60? 60 now 5. $65 bill will be 65. $65 bill will be 65 and it will be 65. Money's going to y'all. 65. 65 now 70. $70 bill to 75. $75 bill to 75. 75 one time will be 75. $75 bill to 75 and it will be 75. Do like this. Do like this right here. 75. $75 bill. 75 and it will be 75. $75 bill to 75 and it will be $75 bill one time to 75 and 75 now 80. $80 80 now 5. She's quick. You got to be quick. 85. $85 bill to 85. Listen, see, it's your turn. If you quit now, you lose your turn. Okay. 85. $85 bill would be 85. 85 and it will be $85 bill one time would be 85. Anybody be 85 one time would be 85. It'll be 85 and it will be 85. All through, all done. 85 would be 85 and it will be 85. 85. I sold them $80. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah. Yes, you explain it.
So one of my erstwhile hobbies years ago was collecting baseball cards. I mean, like seriously collecting baseball cards. And I'm like, Eddie and I talked about this. When I was a kid, I had a ton of baseball cards. And when I went to college, my mother threw them all away. So that was probably thousands of dollars worth of baseball cards, Mickey Mantles and everything else went out the window. So I started again years ago and collected. So anyways, so today for the auction, we have a box of, how many New York Mets fans do we have? Come on, somebody's got to be a New York Mets fan. Yeah, Lee. All right. Anyway, this is a box of uncirculated 1987 New York Mets team. Everybody's in here. The top card on here is Darryl Strawberry. The Darryl Strawberry card is worth $149 per my phone this morning. Underneath that is the Dwight Gooden card, which on my phone this morning was worth $80. And then underneath that are the whole rest of the team, which is a whole bunch of other players. So we decided that with 150 right on top and 80 right underneath that, and then a whole bunch more cards, all uncirculated, all brand new in the little box I bought them in whenever I bought this years ago, is worth about $300. Mr. Auctioneer, I can't do the thing you do real fast, like you got it yourself.
I'll tell y'all a funny story about that. My club has an auctioneers contest. We have it in conjunction with Mule Day. We have the Mule Day Queen and her court come in, and we always ask them if anybody wants to sell anything. So we had one of the young ladies said she wanted to sell something. So we got her up on the block and we handed her a pocket knife and we said, start at $50. And she said, 50. And everybody in the house did exactly what y'all did. They did. All right, selling Darryl Strawberry and Dwight Gooden and all the New York Mets. How much? 300 where? Haley bit of 300. $300 bill would have been 3. $300 bill would have been 300. 300 anywhere to be 3. $300 bill one time would have been 300. Anybody give me 300? Anybody give me 200? $200 bill. $200 bill. How low you want to go, Larry? You don't want to give them away. Larry bid 150, now 75, 175, $175 would be 75, 175 and it will be 75, $75 would be 75 and it will be 75. Sometimes that works, sometimes it don't. 175, 175 at 75, now 200, $200 bill over to $200. He'll go 275, I bet you. $200 bill. You want to be 200? 200 anywhere to be $200 bill one time over 200, 200 anywhere to be $200, but 200 now 25, $25 over 25. It's Darryl Strawberry, 225. 225, $25, 25 now 50, $250 bill would be 50, and you get them today. You don't have to wait on them to be delivered. 50, $250 bill, 250 anywhere to be 250, $250 bill. You want to give me 230? I'll go 230, 230 one time, 230 now 5, 235. $235 would have been 35, $235 would have been 35, $235 would have been 35, believe it would, $235 would have been 35, $235 one time would have been 35, $35 now 40, $40 bill would have been 40, $240, $240 bill would have 40 now 5, $245 would have been 45, 240, I'm gonna get him to 250 yet, 245, $250, 245 now 50, 250 one time would have 50, don't let him beat you for $5, $250, $250, 250 one time, but he'll go 55, $250 bill would have 50, 250 one time would have 50. Are you through? 250, $250. Is that a yes, you'll be it or no? 250, 250. Anybody be 250? 250 one time would have $250 bill would have 250, 250. I sold them $245. That it?
That's it
Okay.
for auction items, but we, so we give our speakers as a gift for talking to our club, a pen that has our club logo on it. And we ask that you sign this book about Rotary that our club reads to first graders. And
Absolutely.
when we read the book, we tell them about the speaker who signed it.
I'll be glad to. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. And let's thank our district governor. That was fun. Promised everybody he would be fun and he did not disappoint. So if there's nothing else for the good of Rotary, we are adjourned.